Hello, Jonathan Klee here with Perception Funding. This is the end of the year, the end of the year, a year of fundraising ideas and strategies and suggestions and just inspirations for you in this series. But it also just really depends on when you're watching this. But I'm recording it live in terms of it is truly the end of the year. It's December 22nd. It's one of my last few work days. So I'm excited myself as we're working with donors to get in some last minute gifts. And we have a bunch of stock gifts in play right now that we're hoping come in at the end of the year from some of our donors and some of our ministry partners' donors. So it's just a busy time all the way around. And I'm really most excited about this list right now that we have for you for this time of the year. And so just a reminder what we're doing, we're trying to put out 10 to 14 to 20 ideas every 2 weeks, making a quick video about it to inspire you and encourage you. And also it's meant to be bite-sized. You're not supposed to try to implement all of these into your fundraising journey, but to pick what works for you and tweak it to customize it to fit your ministry and your nonprofit. And that's something that our team would love to engage with you on. So feel free to reach out to us. But right now I'm going to jump right in to the ideas and talk a little bit more about that. Let's see, let's click there. So here we have e-course that we're in, and it starts here at number 29 because we started the very first one of these videos in mid-November. And so that was the November one there, and then part one of that for December was the last one I did and ends at number 28. Woof. Yeah, the numbers are adding up. So December part two, it's December 22nd, 2023 when we're shooting this. Here's the ideas for the year. Maybe we'll update these over time as well. But Christmas cards are a great way to just cast vision, remind your donors of what you're doing. And I really encourage people not to make an ask in the Christmas card, but just have it be a thank you for your support, Merry Christmas, and maybe you have a link to your website or something on there. But I really encourage people to have photos of ministry happening or photos of your staff in there as well. It's still a great time here at the end of the year to have one-on-one meetings. Like people, they say they're too busy or maybe they are traveling and stuff, but often people are encouraged by and want to get together one-on-one. It's that they're worn out and sick of Christmas parties and group gatherings and maybe even family time. And so just sitting down with you and having coffee one-on-one can be a really refreshing thing for people. So I encourage you still to try to reach out to people and set those up. Christmas gifts. We have done a lot of cool things in the past. For years, we hand-delivered many items. This was an extra. There's a Give Transform. The E broke off, so we kept it for ourselves. Ornament. Give Transform is the name of our online giving platform, but it's also our tagline for Perception Funding. And then my wife and I are on staff at our church, and so we did our church's Vox, and so we did a Vox Christmas ornament one year. And so we've hand-delivered all of these items to our local donors. We know that's hard if you have donors across the country, which we do as well. So then for those few, we've emailed. And then one year we did a brand where we heated this up, and I had a cool chunk of wood, and I made little ornaments by branding it into the wood. And it just depends on where you're at in the country and who your donor base is. I feel like the ornament thing has actually been overplayed, at least around here where we're at, where I've gone to people's houses and they have ornaments from 15 or 20 different nonprofits. And so I think, but it just depends on where you're at there in the country. But hand delivering anything adds a lot of just face-to-face time, that personal touch of fundraising. And just as ministry is relational, so is fundraising in ministry. And so in my experience, knocking on people's doors and giving them a gift, in my experience, I encourage you to do that because like 90% of the people are home, and I stand on their front porch, I get invited into their house, and I have a 20 to 30 minute conversation with them. So I encourage you to do that. Year-end giving reminders, that often sounds like you're breaking off their thumbs, like give a gift type thing. But what I do is I run a report of who gave in December and even November in past years. And then around December 27th to 29th, it really depends on where the weekend falls, I run a report to see if those people have given again in that current year and if or that current time period. And if they haven't, I just send them a short little email and it just says, Merry Christmas. I hope you really enjoyed this Christmas season with your family and had some time to rest yourself. And here's what my family did over the holidays. And we look forward to seeing you in the new year. And if you're still looking to make a year-end gift, please consider Perception Funding as one of those options. And here's a link to give by. And so it's a super short little thing. Often have the digital version of our Christmas card in there or family picture as well, and just have it be a quick personal touch. Let's see what else I'm excited about. Sharing unique ways to give. One of those, the qualified charitable distribution, that's a big thing that when people are 72 years old, they have to take a portion of their investments each year, percentage, as income. And a lot of times, one of your donors, they'll take a portion of their retirement and put it in their personal checking account, and then they pay income tax on that. And then often they then write checks and give it away, and then they get a tax deduction. But there's a step there that they can skip and they can save on paying income tax. And so all retirement funds and accounts and 401ks and IRAs, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, they all allowed your donors to request a qualified charitable distribution where their funds in their retirement get sent to your nonprofit and they get a tax deduction, and that means they don't have to pay income tax on it. So it's a little extra bonus there. There's a video where I explain that better than I just did and have additional links to big brokerage firms so they can learn more how to do it with whoever their retirement is with. Several video ideas here, video recaps, personal videos, testimonials, just a video recap of you sharing about how the year went, trying to make it a 2 to 3 minute thing is really valuable and goes a long ways. Personal videos in 2020, since we weren't having very many face-to-face meetings with people, I did lots of personal videos where I addressed our supporters by name and sent them a personal video that was just for them to watch. And then testimonial videos of having people who have been impacted by your nonprofit share that and posting that on social media and stuff. Infographics are a really great way. Not going to address all of the ideas here, just bouncing around a little bit of ones that catch my eye. The infographics are a great way to just share the numbers of like, we distributed this much food this year to those we serve in our community. Or for Perception Funding, we've had this many more missionaries go into the field. I think in September we had 9 new missionaries as an organization go into the mission field, and we now have 6 more in progress. Like, that's a big number for us to share and brag about to our donors. So infographics are nice because they share numbers and information, but they're in a colorful graphic way. So that's something like if you went into Canva, you could search for infographics, and they have lots of templates to help you make it look pretty. Continuing thank yous, both in posts and texts and handwritten thank yous to people, is really great as well. I think that it often feels like the countdown to zero here at the end of the year, and in reality, next year's just gonna start over, and you're just gonna be able to continue on in what you're doing. And so don't worry about if you miss something or forget to do something well. You can catch up with people right next year. Like, I have several supporters that want to meet in mid-January, and so I think that's a great opportunity just to continue on what you're doing.